Let's go Dolphins! What I'm about to tell you could completely change your perspective on the Miami Dolphins quarterback situation. There's a negotiation underway behind the scenes that nobody anticipated a few weeks ago. A veteran name, a former Super Bowl champion, a player with a positive track record in the league. And if this actually happens, it could reveal exactly what the Dolphins think about the team's future in 2026. But here's the twist. It's not just about signing a quarterback. It's about direction. It's about whether the Dolphins are preparing to shock fans with a bold financial move, or quietly building something that most people will only understand when it's too late. Some fans are clamoring for a blockbuster signing like Malik Willis. Others believe Quinn Ewers deserves his chance without much external pressure. And now, suddenly, Jimmy Garoppolo's name is being linked to Miami. This isn't random. It's not accidental. This kind of rumor only arises when there's a real internal evaluation underway. So, the question is this a brilliant, low-risk move that stabilizes the locker room and protects the salary cap? Or is it a sign that Miami isn't quite ready to go all in yet? Before we analyze everything I'm hearing and what this really means for the Dolphins in 2026, like this post right now if you're a true Miami Dolphins fan. And I want to see the comments section explode. Type now, go Dolphins! My heart bleeds turquoise and orange. Without further ado, let's get straight to the point. There's a new name being connected to the Miami Dolphins quarterback room for 2026, and it's a name that carries experience, controversy, and a lot of questions. According to NFL insider Cameron Wolfe, the Dolphins are a team to keep an eye on when it comes to Jimmy Garoppolo. Yes, that Jimmy Garoppolo. A veteran quarterback, a former starter in San Francisco and Las Vegas, and most recently the backup from Matthew Stafford with the Rams in 2024 and 2025. Let's put the pieces together. Cameron Wolfe specifically mentioned that while Quinn Ewers is the incumbent and will get his opportunity to compete for the starting role in 2026, the Dolphins could explore veteran options in free agency. Malik Willis is a name that catches attention, but Garoppolo is another name to monitor, especially because of his experience with offensive coordinator Bobby Slowick. That connection matters. Slowick was on the 49ers staff during Garoppolo's time there, meaning there's real familiarity with the system Miami wants to run. Now let's talk about the resume. Jimmy Garoppolo is 34 years old, a second-round pick in 2014 out of Eastern Illinois by the New England Patriots. He owns a 43-21 record as a starter in the NFL. Most of that success came with San Francisco, where he started 55 games between 2017 and 2021 and even led the 49ers to a Super Bowl appearance. That alone demands respect. Not many quarterbacks can say they were one drive away from hoisting the Lombardi Trophy. But here's where it gets complicated. His body has taken a beating. In 2016, while filling in for Tom Brady during his suspension, Garoppolo suffered a right AC joint sprain in his throwing shoulder. In 2018, after a hot start with San Francisco, he tore his ACL. In 2020, he dealt with multiple high ankle sprains. In 2022, it was a broken foot and a rib injury that ended his season. Then in Las Vegas, after starting 6 games in 2023 under Josh McDaniels, he underwent foot and back surgeries and has not been a full-time starter since. So here's the real debate. Can his body hold up for a full season? That's a massive question mark. If Miami were to bring him in to compete with Quinn Ewers or act as a bridge starter, durability becomes the biggest concern. The physical grind of a 17-game season is unforgiving. However, there's another angle. The last time we saw Garoppolo on the field as a starter, in Week 18 of the 2024 season against Seattle, he threw for 334 yards, 2 touchdowns, and posted a 97 passer rating. It was a meaningless game in the standings, yes, but it showed he can still operate at an NFL level. Financially, the projected free agent value is around 1 year, $2.3 million, basically a veteran minimum type deal. That's not a massive commitment. For that price, you're potentially getting a veteran presence, someone who understands Slowick's system, someone who could mentor a young quarterback like yours or even a mid-round rookie. And here's where the controversy really heats up. If Miami misses out on Malik Willis, who is projected to command around $20 million per year, similar to a 2-year $43 to $45 million type deal, then pivoting to a lower-cost veteran like Garoppolo could signal that the Dolphins are prioritizing roster balance over a splash signing at quarterback. Arizona is being linked heavily to Willis and has over $39 million in cap space, which could take Miami out of that race entirely. And this is where things get even more interesting, because if you read between the lines, this potential move is not just about Jimmy Garoppolo. It's about what the Miami Dolphins truly believe about their quarterback room heading into 2026. If the front office brings in Garoppolo at around 1 year, $2.3 million is projected, that is not the type of contract you give to someone you expect to carry the franchise. That is a calculated, low-risk decision. That's the kind of move you make when you want stability, experience in the locker room, and someone who understands the offensive system already. Remember, Bobby Slowick was on the San Francisco staff during Garoppolo's time there. That familiarity cannot be ignored. He would walk into the building already knowing the terminology, the structure, and the expectations of the scheme. But let's be honest with each other. Dolphins fans are not dreaming about a veteran bridge quarterback. They're dreaming about a long-term answer. They're dreaming about someone who can take this team deep into January and finally push toward that Super Bowl the franchise has been chasing for decades. And that's why the Malik Willis conversation has created so much buzz. The projection of around $20 million per year shows that he is expected to command real starter money. That's not backup money. That's not mentor money. That's investment money. However, when you look at the teams with cap flexibility, like Arizona with $39.1 million available, and the reported connections there, you start to see why Miami might pivot. The Dolphins do not have unlimited resources. If they commit heavily to one position, it affects the rest of the roster. And 2026 is not just about quarterback. It's about building a complete team that can survive injuries, that can handle the grind, and that can compete with the elite in the AFC. Now think about this scenario. Quinn Ewers is the incumbent. He will get the opportunity to compete. If Miami truly believes he deserves that shot, bringing in a veteran like Garoppolo could actually protect that plan. Instead of putting enormous financial pressure on a new signing, they allow Ewers to develop, compete, and prove himself. If he wins the job outright, Garoppolo becomes the experienced backup and locker room presence. If Ewers struggles, you have a veteran who has started 64 games in his career and owns a 43-21 record ready to step in. Yes, the injury history is real. Torn ACL in 2018, high ankle sprains in 2020, broken foot and rib injury in 2022, foot and back surgeries after Las Vegas. That's a lot. No one is pretending otherwise. But if the role is limited, if the expectation is mentorship and short-term insurance rather than 17-game durability, the risk changes. And here's something that shouldn't be overlooked. The last time he stepped on the field as a starter, he threw for 334 yards and 2 touchdowns with a 97 passer rating against Seattle in Week 18 of 2024. That tells you the arm talent and processing ability haven't completely disappeared. It tells you that in the right structure, he can still function at an NFL level. So the real question becomes philosophical. Do you chase the expensive upside with Malik Willis and risk squeezing your cap space? Or do you trust Quinn Ewers, add a low-cost veteran like Garoppolo, and allocate resources to strengthen other areas of the roster? Because sometimes championships are not won by the flashiest move. Sometimes they're won by the smartest balance. This is why I said earlier this might make you scratch your head. On the surface, Jimmy Garoppolo to Miami doesn't sound like a blockbuster headline. But underneath, it could signal the organization's true strategy for 2026 and even beyond. Are they building patiently? Are they betting on internal development? Or are they simply waiting for the right quarterback opportunity in 2027 if 2026 becomes more of a transition year? And let's push this even deeper, because there's another layer to this conversation that Dolphins fans cannot ignore. When a team considers a veteran like Jimmy Garoppolo at this stage of his career, it's not just about performance. It's about leadership, structure, and control of the quarterback room. Think about what Miami would be getting from a personality standpoint. Garoppolo has been in high-pressure environments. He replaced Tom Brady during a suspension in New England. He led San Francisco through playoff battles and into a Super Bowl. He dealt with adversity in Las Vegas when that entire regime collapsed around him. Those experiences matter in a locker room filled with young players trying to figure out how to win consistently. Now compare that to the alternative. If Miami throws major money at Malik Willis, you are automatically handing him the keys. A $20 million per year investment comes with expectations. That becomes his team at quarterback. There's no soft competition. There's no slow development. That's a statement move. But what if the Dolphins don't want to force that statement? What if they believe Quinn Ewers deserves a true competition, not a financial imbalance that predetermines the outcome? Bringing in Garoppolo at a veteran minimum type projection keeps the room competitive without suffocating it. It creates an environment where the best player wins the job in camp, not the highest paid one. And let's talk about roster construction for a moment. Miami does not operate in a vacuum. There are other positions that require attention. Depth across the offensive line, defensive consistency, rotational pieces, all of that costs money. If you commit heavily at quarterback in free agency, you limit